Hello and welcome back to Notts Tonight. Kate has stepped out for a moment, but don't worry, you're in safe hands with me and two local characters. He's always smiling from ear to ear. He'll make your undies disappear. It's magician Roy Bond. Roy, how's it going?
How are you? Nice to see you.
Looking smart as ever, looking fabulous.
Thank you.
And it's a man who helps you enter the world of entertainment. It's film, telly and music boffin, Mr. Gav Squires. One of my favourite men in Nottinghamshire, by the way. Team Glasses, Team Four Eyes.
We are generally good-looking chaps.
Geek chic.
Dapper.
There's 12 eyes between us, I love it. Here we go, I can just about see. Before we get stuck into all the chit-chat, you saw earlier in the show how two places in Nottingham's Market Square have made Peter's top vegan sweet treats list. Donuts and Shake Away made the final 12 popular spots that serve egg and dairy-free food and drink. Donuts threw us a few, round of applause, thank you very much, a few vegan rings for us to try. Now, before we get stuck into these, because these are full-on vegan, Roy and Gav, are either of you?
For tonight, I'm gonna just, no. I mean, look at me. I'm not, but I'll try.
I think you look great, mate.
I'll try and be vegan this evening.
I'm not either, but yeah, I'll give them a go.
Do you think you'd ever give it a go? You hear about all the benefits as we go along of being vegan, but do you think you could ever do it for a couple of months?
I don't know. Now we've got vegan donuts. I can feel I might give it a go.
Yeah.
Go on then, Gav. Let's get stuck in. So these are vegan donuts.
No, after you,
Thank you. We'll try the.
I'm going to leave mine in the box, I think, and take the box.
The thing with vegans is, I don't know if this is the case with some of them that you might come across, is they can be very passionate, and sometimes I bet some, no offence, not all of you, of course, but it can be a bit preachy. Is that something you've ever experienced?
Not personally, no. I mean, they're gorgeous, aren't they?
They are really good.
So that's it. I'm done with bacon now. That's it. Finished.
Yeah, steady on now. Let's not go overboard.
I'm gonna have donut sandwiches.
Donut sandwiches on a Saturday morning for yourself.
Perfect.
Have you ever come across that then, the passionate vegan?
Not really, no.
No, not face to face. I see it online a lot, but sort of I've got a few friends who are vegetarian and vegan, and they're all quite cool and quite chilled, and they're not. And I think that's the best way to convert people. If you start trying to batter people into submission to what you say.
Yeah.
Well, either way, it's another cracking local success story. Now, Notts is home to some awesome live music venues, from intimate gigs at places like Rock City and Bodega to huge sellout shows at the Motorpoint Arena. So it's no surprise that, according to new research, music tourism is on the up in the East Midlands. Last year, music lovers from all over spent £194 million in the region, which is a 50% increase on the year before. So, Gav, I'm coming to you first. Why do you think there's been such a sudden boom?
I think it's like you say, we've got such a great range of venues in Nottingham that kind of any band of any size that's touring has got somewhere to play.
Yeah.
The really big headliners play the Ice Arena, slightly smaller acts, Rock City, you've got the Rescue Rooms, you've got the Bodega, got loads of great pubs putting gigs on. And I think that's it. I think you've got all of these amazing bands who stop off in Nottingham because it just caters to your needs, whether you're on the way up or whether you're kind of on the sort of...
And it's central, isn't it? It's
exactly.
They sprout off everywhere.
We've got fantastic sort of transport links, which I know is a bit boring, talking about the logistics, but it's true. It's so easy to get here from almost anywhere.
Yeah.
What do you think are some of the other reasons? You mentioned the transport links there, but why people might find this region a good place to come to get some good music in life? Sorry about this. You're too busy being a vegan.
Exactly.
Carry on.
I'm living it. No, I think like I say, it's this thing. I think they've got the great infrastructure here with the venues, and so easy to get to. That's drawing the bands, and it's the bands that drawing the people.
Yeah.
You know, if people have a band they want to go and see, they'll travel to go and see them. I know I do. I travel all over the country to go and see bands.
There's a good approach to buskers as well in Nottingham from the city council. Like tagged and badged and certain areas where I've seen some great buskers, you know, and I think like you say, you're talking about different size bands and different groups and popularity. Starting off, you know, if you want to do promotion for yourself, just get out on the street and get a badge and just do it.
And that's
people
the thing.
For it.
And it builds a community because we've got this whole sort of ability to kind of grow. There's a fantastic sort of grassroots music community in the city. And it's incredible.
Well, Anton Lookwood, from DHP said it's great to see UK music just showing this extent of success, and people are travelling across the country to our shows. And you know, he said that Frank Turner's 2,000 show at Rock City, they sell 4 times that many people trying to get tickets, even though they're sold fully out. Do you think that big bands make the journey here as well?
Oh, definitely. Like I say, I mean, Nottingham, it's quite well known as a music city. We've had quite a few bands. You know, recently we've had bands like we were talking earlier about Sleaford Mods, who have just become massive recently. And people want to come to Nottingham, and they want to come and they want to play the Ice Arena, and they want to sell out because they've seen the bands that have played. You look at some of the bands who have played Rock City. Every band has played Rock City. It's just one of those iconic music venues. And you talk to American bands and they've heard of Rock City because of the people who've played it before, and they want to come over and they want to be part of that history. Yeah,
and we've definitely got plenty of music lovers here in Notts. This is the queue when Ed Sheeran came to town recently. This was a couple of nights on the bounce as well. There was absolutely loads of people turning out, queuing up since 6 in the morning. Of course, Ed is an international phenomenon, but there are many local acts here that get a similar sort of level of enthusiasm and interest, but on a lower scale. Yeah. Roy, as a big music lover, do you think that you get everything you need right here in the East Midlands?
Yeah, I think even from like local pubs, you know, I've got friends who are singers and local acts and stuff. I can go from that. I saw the Pogues at the Ice Stadium at the what they call that arena now. I don't know what
the Motorpoint Arena.
Motorpoint Arena. So I saw them at Motorpoint, and it was absolutely packed. You know.
Yeah.
So you can filter that down. You can get music any night of the week, really.
Well, back to Anton Lockwood, sorry. He said that we have to work harder for smaller venues. While many thousands of people are prepared to pay £50 or more for an arena ticket, it's tough to get people to risk £10 for an artist they haven't heard of. Do you agree with that, Gav?
I think so, to an extent. I think, you know, when you're paying that £50 for the arena artist, you know it's someone who's probably got a bit of a back catalogue. They're a huge band because they're playing the arena. Yeah, it's a bit more of a risk to spend a tenner to go down the bodega on a Thursday night to see something you might never have heard of.
Yeah.
But I urge people to go and do that.
Go do it.
It's a great way to find out new things.
It's a great place to be a musician and a great place to be a music lover, isn't it? So it's never too early or late to make plans for the weekend. And if you're looking for the perfect flick to watch, Gav here can help you out. Whether you fancy that big screen thrill or a cheeky Netflix and chill, Gav here can help you make the big decision. Let's start off. Oh, here we go. We've got the music ready for you, Gav. So let's kick off with cinema.
Yes.
We'll get to your online streaming a little bit later on. What's hot at the minute at the cinema?
Well, for me, it's still the Spider-Man film. It came out a couple of weeks ago, Spider-Man Homecoming, and it is absolutely fantastic.
Let's have a look at it.
Hey, Peter, you coming tonight?
I can't tonight. I got the Stark internship.
What's up, guys?
Mr. Stark, here's my report for tonight. I stopped a Grand Theft bicycle.
Hey, could you do me a favor? Hold on to that.
Is this anybody's bike? Oh, I helped this old lady and she bought me a churro. So, that was nice. I just feel like I could be doing more.
Wait a minute. You guys aren't the real Avengers. Hulk gives it away.
New move I'm working on.
Gav, have we not seen the Spider-Man franchise been done to death already?
Oh my word, we have. We've seen like 5 Spider-Man films before this one, but this, thankfully, isn't another origin story.
Right.
This drops us in when Peter Parker, he already is Spider-Man, but he's still learning how to be Spider-Man, so he's still not a very good Spider-Man. And actually, that kind of works. It's this kind of thing of watching a superhero become a superhero.
Who's training him up then?
So he's got Iron Man as his kind of mentor, but he's got a very hands-off mentor.
Mr. Stark.
Mr. Stark, isn't it?
Yeah.
So obviously Robert Downey Jr. is great.
Yeah.
But Tom Holland as Peter Parker, finally have a Spider-Man, he feels like he's at school. You know, Tobey Maguire was okay, but he was a little bit old. Andrew Garfield, a little bit old. Tom Holland actually feels like he's the right age to play Peter Parker.
Do you think it appeals to families, couples, everyone of all ages?
I think this is one of those proper sort of, anyone can enjoy this film. It's got action, it's got sort of it's got comedy. It's very light on the sort of romance. There's kind of a bit of a romantic subplot, but if you like superhero films, you will love this. It's another great addition to the Marvel canon.
Do you think that superhero films recently have really taken that turn and tipped their hat to more of a comedy style?
I think they have to. I think, if you look at the origins for this sort of stuff, you look back to the comic books, you have to recognise the innate ridiculousness of some of what's going on there, and you have to be a bit more tongue-in-cheek. The sort of really dark Christopher Nolan Batman films were great for what they were, but it's a guy who dresses up as a bat and goes out fighting people at night. It's a little bit silly, and you have to kind of incorporate that into what you're doing.
Right, if you were an emoji, which one would you be?
I would be probably the chocolate ice cream with the 2 eyes on it.
I wonder why. Let's take a look at the Emoji Movie.
Welcome to the world inside your phone, where everyone is expected to act one way their whole life.
Aw, snap. Ow.
My name is Gene, and I'm supposed to be a meh. You know, like, meh, who cares? But my problem is, I have more than one emotion. Check this out.
Gav, that looks mint.
Oh, no, it's awful. It's terrible. This is cynical movie making at its absolute worst. And, now, don't get me wrong, so a couple of years ago, the Lego movie came out, and I felt when that came out, I was like, what are they doing? You can't make a film about Legos. But that was brilliant. They did that. That had some heart. It had some humour. This is just dreadful.
Why is it so bad?
It's just a terrible film. It's just kind of like, it just feels like it's a constant advert for you to be buying apps from the App Store. It's kind of like, it's just terrible, terrible. It is. I would recommend, if, you know, obviously the kids are off from school at the moment, if you have a family and you want to go out, take them to the cinema, I would say save the money you were going to spend on this and go and buy Inside Out, the Pixar film,
there you go,
which is similar to this, but is so much better and so much better done.
We've blasted through this really quickly, but let's just say, just in a word, Netflix, if you want to watch a film, what would it be?
Next week comes out Seven Sisters. Naomi Rapace plays 7 identical sisters. That's going to be ace.
So if you want to go to cinema, you know what to go see. If you want to watch
Spider-Man.
Netflix, you've got some options. Thank you so much. Don't go anywhere. When we come back, we're chatting retro tech. Welcome back to Nuts Tonight. Joining me on the show this evening, we have magician Roy Bond and film and music buff Gav Squires, who, just as a little tease, coming up later on in the show, you're going to be Spider-Man, he's going to be Iron Man, he's going to be the mentor, and you're going to do some magic later on, Gav.
Apparently I am.
I cannot wait. How's that going to work? Do I have to wait to see?
Yeah, you're going to love this.
Oh, I cannot wait. All right, now, I have flashed my Nintendo tattoo far too many times on this show to ever do it again, at least for a month or so. Someone needs to stop pressing that sound button. I love my Nintendo tattoo. So, you know I'm a big gaming fan, and it turns out I'm not alone. In recent years, there's been a huge increase in old-school console comebacks. The NES Mini made a huge splash last year, and it'll be followed up by the SNES Classic next month. Now, I was digging around for an advert for this online today, and I didn't find one, but I did find this original 1992 version. Feast your eyes on this.
Stay calm. Concentrate on the screen. You are about to experience the future. Never before have you had to cope with advanced 3D graphics. 360-degree rotation. 96 levels. 32,000 colors. Even more enemies. The ultimate challenge is waiting.
Wow. If that's not enough to sell a SNES in 1992, I don't know what would do it.
No.
And now Nintendo has reportedly filed for a new trademark that suggests an N64 classic console could be on the horizon too. The question is, why are people buying retro gaming again?
I think part of it is it's nostalgia, isn't it? I think, you know, I looked at that and thought, that looks really great. And I just remember some of those games. I think, yeah, I want to go back to being that age again, where I didn't have any worries of the modern world, and I could just sit there and enjoy playing some games.
Yeah, damn right. Yeah.
Rory, what do you think?
I'm emulated up at home. I've got every console that's ever come out probably still up in my loft, kind of sitting in boxes doing anything. I've got an emulator now that's got like 4,000 games on it.
Right.
So it plays all those.
So you don't need any of these new classic consoles that are coming out because they're all in your loft.
I've got them.
What's your first memory, like your first vivid memory of really getting stuck into a video game?
It was Mansfield Road, probably 1978, a taxi rank, they had the first Space Invaders installed. So, we were queuing out the door to put 5p in the slot.
Like we saw with Ed Sheeran.
Yeah, it was like that. It must have been 20 deep at the door of this taxi rank.
So what? This was the first ever Space Invaders in Nottingham
that I ever saw as a kid.
Oh wow, that must have been massive.
And word got around pretty quick where it was, and that's why the queue was so big.
It's great. The way that video gaming has evolved over the past couple of decades, Gav, is insane, isn't it? It's just gone from like 2D to super 4K 3D.
We looked at that there, and it was going 32,000 colours and 3D graphics, which was, I think...
Can I do it in the voice, Gav?
And 3D graphics, which I think was pushing the definition of 3D a little bit. But yeah, it's amazing now. We've got almost photorealistic games with a sort of, the Xbox 360, the PS4.
I've got the headset, the virtual
VR
reality
headset.
thing. Yeah, frightens me. Me.
Isn't it just a bit, easy money for them, though? Cheap to make, cheap to knock together, and just bring in a few bucks.
Well, an N64 classic. I think the thing with that is, I think the problem with today's games is they have all the technology and they have all these graphics, but sometimes they forget the game.
Yeah.
Whereas back then, the game had to be great because the graphics couldn't be.
Yeah, because you had to play it and play it.
And if you look at something like Mario Kart and the N64 or GoldenEye and the N64, these were
two games that I would absolutely destroy you on, by the way. But continue.
Let's bring it on. Let's get it on.
We'll do that live next time. Right?
Which are two absolutely fantastic games. But the graphics, to be fair, they're nothing to write home about.
No, but very playable.
Very playable. And then there was also something about just having yourself and three mates sat around one TV and being in the same room as people. It's great being able to play Americans and being able to play 20-odd people at once on Call of Duty, but it's not quite the same as being in a room with three people.
So I guess the point here is, Roy, is that you're not going back to play retro games, not necessarily for the gaming value, but almost for that nostalgic, feel-good feeling.
Yeah. You get it all back as soon as you start playing a game from your childhood. You realise first of all how bad they were, but you also realise that the emotions that they brought on and what it invokes, and it's like listening to a song that you haven't heard for years and years, and you can hear a song and go, I remember where I was last time I heard that. Well, it's the same with the games.
Well, we'll have that Mario Kart competition very soon, I'm telling you. Right, it's time to get excited. Every day here at Knots TV is this, but Fridays in particular are extra spicy. We always end the week with some live local music, and tomorrow will be no different. Knots band Amulet will be with us in the studio. Here's a taste of what you can expect. And if you want to play for us on Knots tonight, then drop us an email at news@knotstv.com. Hi, Kate, by the way.
Hello there, my love.
The reason why Kate is here, because we couldn't have Roy the Boy with us without having him do some magic for us. Now,
I'm so excited about this, Roy.
We've seen him make things disappear, reappear, shrink, and then read our minds. But what on earth does he have in stores for us today? I want you to enjoy this with me, Kate.
Come on then, Roy.
Well, he's doing the trick. He's my apprentice.
You're tapping out.
Yeah, I'm tapping out. So I've got you. Short sleeves. Now, girls, when they see me perform, generally come out with... Boys don't care what I do, they just love what I do. But girls have to have a reason and an answer to what I do. They say sleeves play a big part in what I do. You don't have...
Yeah, nothing on my sleeves.
The guns are out.
Okay.
So I came prepared for you. I got you a sleeve.
Well,
first of all, so you can hide stuff in. I don't want to let you down. Would you take out what's inside there? And when you show your audience, if you don't get an ooh, then you know it's a bad thing. You need to up your game. Just show them, take it out.
Ooh.
Give it to him. Give it to him. Let him examine it. And the sleeve as well.
A
And the sleeve
little
as well.
pot, may I add,
No,
Roy?
you're very welcome.
fashionable.
You'll need one other thing. You'll need
Nice,
that.
nice.
Wow. I need that.
Yeah, you definitely need that. I'll give it you in a second.
okay.
As soon as I get the cup back, pass us the cup
sorry.
back. Because well,
Don't wear it, no?
the thing is, we don't need that in the beginning. He's going to need that.
Right, yeah.
Would you just take
I
hold
will,
of that for me?
yeah.
Just show it to your audience. The
Okay,
invisible ball.
there we go.
It's the invisible ball.
I was going to say, am I missing something there?
And to finalise this, if you'd like to put your invisible ball, because it's white when it's visible.
Okay.
I think against the black background.
I shall put it against the black background.
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't drop it.
Don't drop it because
I was
you'll
going
never
to say
find it.
we'll never find it again.
Excellent. And are you left-handed or right-handed?
I'm right-handed.
Would you click your fingers near the cup for me, please? That might get you your first round of applause.
Oh, what?
No, he's good. I knew he was good. I knew he was good.
Mine's right. I don't understand.
And at this point, just to test their eyesight, would you drop the ball in the cup for me, please?
Yeah.
Where's the ball?
It's in the cup.
Now, when we team up, we're unstoppable. Would you take the ball?
certainly will.
Just drop it down the sleeve, would you, into the cup?
Okie dokie.
Exactly the same thing. Where's the ball?
In the cup, I
In the
saw it
cup,
dropping.
yeah.
No, it's not. It's not in the cup. It's not in the sleeve. If you look really carefully in this pocket here, it was there. Did you not see it? Just
He's broke.
hold your hand out for me.
Me and you both went.
Wait a second. Where's the ball?
It's in his hand.
If you can't see it, where is it?
It's on his hand.
Definitely. Now there's definitely another one of these knocking around somewhere. It's just here.
Okay.
Would you put your hand on top there for me,
Yeah,
please?
certainly.
I'm going to try and get the ball magically through the back of his hand into the cup. It's invisible, so it should go. If you keep your eye on his face, you'll know exactly when it happens. 1, 2, 3. 1 second. Just look at his face. What does that face tell you? It tells you he knows there's something weird going on here, but he's not quite sure. Take your hand away. Give him a round of applause.
What is going on?
A bit of a. Oh, there's one other thing. A number 11 red stripe American pool ball just in the end of the sleeve, the invisible one. Would you reach in there, take that out? Show it to your audience if you would,
There we
please.
go.
Nice, yeah.
Place the ball on top of the cup for me, please.
Okay, it's going to balance that.
And your hand about here, because they're going to count you down. They're going to give
Okay.
you 3 seconds. Give him 3 seconds. When you say go, he's going to squash the ball that he put there into the cup on his own. Count him down. 3 seconds if you would.
3, 2, 1, bang!
Ball. How's that? Absolutely perfect. Now, I can't let you end it there. There's one last thing to consider.
Okay.
The tennis ball is always a shocker. But that'll do us, won't it?
I'm so confused. That
Absolute
was incredible,
pleasure.
Roy.
Well, you know, between the two of us, I think he should wear the leotard and the headdress. So I think you'd get
If
away
I'd
with
have
it.
known, I'd have worn it. If I'd
Yeah,
have known.
definitely. Next
Right.
time.
Of course.
Gav, as wow,
I don't even know where to begin.
as Roy's protege, how long would it take Gav to learn in reality to do what you just did?
I would say there's not really a time limit on anything that anyone learns as far as magic, because some people pick up different aspects of it quicker than others. That as a basic effect, probably, I don't know, 5 or 6 hours, but not at that extent. Probably with just a couple of the smaller
It would
items.
take me a lot longer. I don't think I could ever do that. That was very impressive.
You
Very
blow
welcome.
me away every single time you come on this show. I think you're absolutely phenomenal, Roy. Gav, thank you very much. Roy, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Chappers, thank you very
It's
much.
been a pleasure.
See you tomorrow. Wow.